Alrighty, hello and good morning, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Now, I just want to mention, oh, I was frozen. Hopefully, I don't freeze anymore throughout the interview. But Miss Vanessa, I'm excited to continue our conversation. We have been chatting a little bit off the recording, but I would love to see if you can just jump right into it and tell me a little bit about your professional experience.
Yes, absolutely. I have, well, my current role is in customer service as well as data entry. I've been working in data entry and customer service for well over 8+ years. I'm very comfortable with it, being on the phone with customers, emailing customers, helping to resolve their issues, and being the first point of contact. And, just kind of being the person that they turn to make sure that they have a great experience with the company. Data entry, making sure that the notes are up to date, the account information is correct, everything is very much fluid across the systems, making sure that I utilize the systems that are necessary to keep all the information in compliance and up to date for the client as well as for the company. And that's basically what I've been doing for the last 4 years with my role at Train, which is through Acro Services. And they are an HVAC system company, very well known, national, very big company. I enjoyed it very well. I did a lot of claims for their warranty process, as well as some project like the invoicing, making sure that the project and the account were all up to date. If there were any issues with the customers trying to renew their contracts, make sure we did end of month rollouts, making sure that everything was smooth with the customer, checking in, making sure their warranties were up to date, giving them the information if there were any changes in the policies or anything like that as well. So and then I also do have some previous experience, of course, with dispatching, which has brought me here. I previously worked with Spectrum, and which is formerly Time Warner Cable, and they are obviously a cable internet provider. They also provide phone services, and I specifically work with the technicians and the customers. So anytime they had new installations or any type of service issues, they would contact me. I was the middle person to go ahead and set up their appointments, adjust their appointments, give them their window of the time that the technicians would arrive to fix or adjust or update or install their equipment. And then if there was any kind of discrepancies or delays, I was also the person contacting the customer to make sure that they were aware, doing any rescheduling, anything, if there was a little bit of concern with the technician on site, kind of being the person to say, okay, well, we need to come back because we have additional things that we need to do. So kind of being that point of contact to make it easier on our technicians. If they couldn't, relay the information to the customer directly, I was the one that would take care of that, update all the notes on the account, make sure everything was all squared away and that everyone was happy in the end.
Incredible. Vanessa, I appreciate that introduction. You definitely laid it out beautifully for us as far as your professional experience. So I appreciate that. Um,
Yes.
I too have your resume pulled up here. I was kind of want to reiterate a few things that you mentioned, right? Customer service, data entry. You've been doing that for well over 8 years. You mentioned
Mhm.
to us you've also done dispatching over at Spectrum, Time Warner, Warner Cable, at least. And so for me, it shows me one, you have amazing tenure at your roles. I see you've been there, 3 years, 5 years, so on and so forth. And I
Yes.
also heard how you've worked in, for example, call center environments to where
Yes.
you are consistently moving, right? Whether it's on the phone, you have your emails, your chats, multitasker as well. So
Mhm.
amazing things that, I see in your resume and what you've mentioned. So again, thank you for that. Um, want to kind of pivot a little bit and I want to ask you about your experience or your familiarity with some systems. So if you don't mind, share a few systems you've used in the past.
Yes, absolutely. I used WMS, Salesforce. I absolutely take care of all of the things that is normal as far as Microsoft, all of their suites, Excel. Google. We utilize Google Meets. We utilize Microsoft Teams, a lot of meetings, online, virtual, as well as in the office. We also kind of have to go through our systems that way as well, like, updating them. So just the basic office suites that everybody kind of has familiarity, or, the basics to know. And emailing, absolutely. A lot of emailing, keeping it very professional, making sure that it's in a timely manner, and also just checking them frequently to make sure there's not any misinformation.
Beautiful. And I appreciate the insight with that as well. It sounds like you're very adaptable. If you have to use a new system with proper training, of course, I'm sure you'll be able to adapt to that fairly quickly.
Mhm.
Excel experience. How do you rate yourself, your proficiency with Excel?
I think that I'm pretty proficient. I use Excel every day in my last role. So a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of having to send that documentation over to be audited. So it's kind of company wide. I'm very comfortable with it. And there's always something new to learn also within that, because it's always something more in depth with how you can use it. So I absolutely feel comfortable working with Excel.
Beautiful. That sounds ideal to me. I only ask because of a lot of our clients do use Excel, may ask you to create just a simple spreadsheet. So I wanted to see if you had that experience. So sounds
Yes.
awesome. Beautiful
Yes, I
there.
do.
Good stuff. Now, as far as to kind of wrap up the interview a little bit, as far
Mhm.
as any time off, do you need any time off or anything that you have pre-planned in the next 30 days at all?
Well, it's interesting that you say it's not that it's one of those type of things. It's unfortunate. I may need bereavement for my grandmother. We're still working out her funeral arrangements, but she actually just passed last Tuesday.
I'm so
So
sorry.
yes, yeah, and she lives in California, so, and I'm here in Tampa, so I'm still trying to work that out. We don't even know if it's gonna be something that will be coming over. We're trying to make it for the weekend, obviously, so that none of us would have to miss too much time. And as I'm not, right now, I'm kind of going through the grieving process with my family as it is. But if there's anything, it will be that, and that would be the
Absolutely.
only thing. Hmm.
No worries at all. And we can absolutely work with you while you kind of figure out the days. And then once you need those days, we can absolutely honor that in advance. So I appreciate that.
Hmm.
And then as far as, starting a new position, how soon were you looking to start?
I'm looking to start as soon as possible. Whenever, the positions open up, I'm available right away. So the sooner the better. That way, I can get acclimated into my new role.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the goal for me as well, is to find you a role potentially sooner than later. So we can definitely
Mhm.
work together on that. But Vanessa, it's been a pleasure chatting with you and getting to know your experience a bit further. If you don't mind, can you stay on the line with me really quickly? I want to continue chatting with you.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so
Thank
much.
You're very welcome.